It is our third day of the Triduum Masses as a preparation for the great feast of St. Padre Pio Pietrelcino, allow me to reflect upon some aspect of his life. Today we will reflect upon Padre Pio, a man of prayer and obedience. What is prayer? Most of the time when we are being asked about this question, our immediate answer is asking the Lord to grant our petition or request. But for Padre Pio, he defined prayer in this manner. Prayer is the oxygen of the soul. That is the metaphor of Padre Pio about prayer. If we consider this, if we want to continue to exist, it is necessary for us to breathe in oxygen. Without oxygen, we will die. And so when Padre Pio said that prayer is the oxygen of the soul, he's actually saying the importance of prayer. When we do not know how to pray, our soul will eventually die. When we do not pray, our charity will also die. Our practice of piety and charity for Padre Pio is dependent on our relationship with the Lord in prayer. That's why he always said to those who asked him about his counseling or advice, he always said to them, pray, hope, and don't worry. God is merciful and He will answer your prayers. Pag sinasabi ni Padre Pio yun, sinasabi niya, magdasal ka, hindi ka pababayaan ng Diyos. Palalimin mo ang iyong relasyon sa Diyos at malalampasan mo kung ano man ang pinagdadaanan mo sa buhay. For Padre Pio, prayer is necessary. If we want to be close to God, if we want to imitate Jesus, if we want to follow the will of God, we must always enter the holy presence of God in prayer. The necessity of prayer. Prayer is the oxygen of the soul. I am reading this book, Padre Pio, A Man of Hope, and Padre Pio, His Miracles. In that second book, Padre Pio and His Miracles, there is this young boy who told him, Padre Pio, I am praying the rosary 3 times a day. I pray the joyful mystery, the sorrowful mystery, and the glorious mystery. Because during the time of Padre Pio, wala pa po yung mysteries of light. Si Padre Pio, bata, pinatulan niya kasi mayabang si Padre Pio. Sabi niya, if you pray the rosary thrice a day, I pray the rosary 30 times a day. Just imagine, young boy, pinatulan ni Padre Pio. Kung ikaw, 3 lang pala ako, 30 times. Kasi para sa kanya, pag idle yung kanyang mind, pag wala siyang ginagawa, parang naiisip niya na gumawa ng kasalanan. That's why, in order to prevent that, to keep himself busy, not busy with the things that he does, but busy in communion with God, with the Blessed Mother, pag wala siyang ginagawa, dinadasal niya yung rosaryo paulit-ulit. Kasi maraming grasya siyang natatanggap sa rosaryo. Lalong-lalo niya, pag siya'y nagpiprepare before he sit in the confessional, dahil 16 hours po siyang nagpapakumpisal daily. And so for Padre Pio, prayer is the oxygen of the soul. Indeed, he is a man of prayer. Yung lahat ng ginagawa niya, laging ang pinanggagalingan ng kanyang lakas ay ang kanyang buhay panalangin. Ang kanyang malalim na relasyon sa Diyos na kanyang pinaglilingkuran. Second, or Thirdly, about prayer, for Padre Pio, the most intimate moment of prayer for him is the celebration of the Holy Eucharist. Because in the Church, the Holy Eucharist is the highest form of worship, the Mass. In the sacristy of the cathedral, there is this prayer for priests before they celebrate the Mass. O priests of Christ, celebrate this Mass as if it is your very first Mass, your only Mass, and your last Mass. Therefore, that prayer is an instruction to every priest to celebrate the Mass with much devotion and love for Jesus crucified. Alam niyo po, si Padre Pio, hindi niya minamadali yung misa. Sinisigurado niya na bawat salita na kanyang ina-utter in the Mass, ito'y kanyang sinasabi bilang pagmamahal sa ating Panginoong Jesus. Most of the time po, dahil linggo-linggo nagsisimba tayo, dito sa radyo, araw-araw nagsisimba tayo, nagmimisa. Pero madalas, hindi tayo nakapokus. Minsan, half-hearted tayo. Kung pupunta po tayo sa mga parokya, while the Mass is ongoing, others are checking their cellular phones from time to time. They chat with their seatmates as if they do not anymore recognize the solemnity of the Holy Mass. Si Padre Pio po, yan ang pinakamahal niyang panalangin. Actually po, pag hindi siya naka-assign na magmisa sa San Giovanni Rotondo, doon sa kanyang selda, he celebrate the Mass in sine popolo, or without the congregation. Ibig sabihin, malalim ang pagmamahal ni Padre Pio sa pananalangin, lalong-lalo na sa rosaryo at sa banal na sakripisyo ng misa. Secondly, Padre Pio is a man of obedience. What is obedience? In secular terms, we understand obedience as a compliance with an order, request, or law, or submission to another's authority. You follow the instruction because the one who admonished you to do it is powerful than you, has authority over you. But in our spiritual life, and even in the Bible, obedience is understood as obedience to God's will. Ang pagsunod sa kalooban ng Diyos. Ano ba ang kalooban ng Diyos? Ang kalooban ng Diyos ay tayo'y mamuhay ng banal, tumalikod sa kasalanan, at tumalima sa Diyos. In one of his letters, Padre Pio wrote about obedience. And he wrote, and I quote, "In all of the events of life, you must recognize the will of God, not your will, especially in the things that are the hardest to bear. In all of the events of life, you must recognize the will of God, not your will, especially in the things that are the hardest to bear." Ibig sabihin, ang kalooban pala ng Diyos ay lagi nating isaalang-alang sa lahat ng ating sasabihin, sa lahat ng ating gagawin, sa lahat ng ating desisyon. Para kay Padre Pio, ang kasalanan ay hindi pagsunod sa kalooban ng Diyos. Dahil ang kasalanan ay pagsunod sa kapritsyo sa ating kalooban out of our vanity in our body, in our life. Diba, hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na, tao lang ako, nagkasala ako, nagawa ko yun. That is not an excuse because in Christian morality, sin is a deliberate act to refuse to follow the will of God. Pag nagkasala ka, inisip mo yan. Pag nagkasala ka, ginamit mo ang free will mo. Pag nagkasala ka, ginawa mo yun. It is a practice of our will and of our choice. That's why we cannot say, tao lang ako, nagkasala ako. Kasi ang kasalanan ay paggamit ng full faculty of the will and also of the free will. Yung kalayaan na binigay sa atin ng Diyos. In the life of Padre Pio, his obedience was tested in the year 1920. Pero bago yun, tignan muna natin ano ba yung tatlong bagay na mahal, malapit sa puso ni Padre Pio. What are the three activities that are dear to him? First, the celebration of the Holy Eucharist with the congregation. Second, the celebration of the Sacrament of Reconciliation. As a matter of fact, 16 hours a day, he dedicated to hearing confessions and giving the forgiveness and mercy of God to repentant sinners. And thirdly, ano yung gusto niyang ginagawa? Meeting his spiritual children. Dahil po, in the year 1919, September 20, na-receive ni Padre Pio yung stigmata, marami pong taong pumupunta sa San Giovanni Rotondo. Minsan, 20,000 a year. Kaya maraming naiinggit kay Padre Pio. Dahil pag hindi siyang nagmimisa, konti lang yung nagsisimba. At kaya namang ginawa, pinakamaagang misa ni Padre Pio, inassign siya sa pinakamaaga na 5 a.m. But again, hindi nila napigilan yung tao. Doon pa rin nagsisiba yung tao because of Padre Pio. Para merong nabubuo na, nagsisiba lang bang kayo dahil kay Padre Pio? Di ba sa bawat pari, dapat nakikita mo si Kristo. Because each priest, when they celebrate the sacraments or the sacramentals, they are in persona Christi, in the person of Christ. Kaya meron pong nagkaroon na nagsumbong sa obispo, napunta sa Santo Papa, na si Padre Pio daw ay nakusahan ng he's creating a cult to himself. He considered himself a living saint. And Padre Pio is leading the people unscrupulously. Pag sinabing unscrupulous, they are not faithful to the teaching of the church. Kaya meron pong nagkaroon ng imposition of severe sanctions on Padre Pio in the year 1920 to reduce publicly about him and removing him from public life. Sabi po nung book, ang record, Padre Pio is to be stripped of all faculties of his priestly ministry except the faculty to celebrate the Holy Mass in private without the congregation, which he may continue to do, provided that it is done in a private chapel within the walls of the priory, in the inner chapel, and not publicly in the church. Alam niyo po, for 4 years si Padre Pio po na-quarantine. Hindi niya nagagawa yung magmisa with the congregation. Hindi niya nagagawa yung magpakumpisal 16 hours a day. Hindi niya nagagawa na ngayon yung kanyang meeting with the spiritual children. Alam niyo po, pwede naman niyang sabihin dahil ang dami niyang followers, mag-aklas tayo sa simbahan, labanan natin ang obispo, ang mga pari, dahil hindi naman masama yung ginagawa natin. Bakit ginagawa sa atin yung sanction na yan? Lalong-lalo na sa akin. Pero alam niyo po, si Padre Pio hindi niya sinabi yun. Ang sinabi niya sa kanyang superior, I am a poor prior. I will submit myself to the authority of the church because for me, the church is Jesus Christ Himself. Kaya, nung nandun po siya sa kanyang selda, sa second floor, Pag tumatawag, sumisigaw yung mga spiritual children niya, naglalabas siya ng handkerchief na white, and also his spiritual children, as an act of naririnig nila, ni Padre Pio sila, at naririnig nila, nakikita nila si Padre Pio. Pero nagkaroon po ng milagro sa buhay niya. Nagkaroon siya ng great consolation sa Panginoon. Because in private, he celebrates the Holy Eucharist. And then, hindi naman binawal sa kanya ang correspondence, yung sumulat ng letter. That's why he continued writing letters to his spiritual children, and he continued to receive letters. Kaya po kung pupunta po kayo sa San Giovanni Rotondo, Italy, makita niyo po dun sa museum, dun sa reliquary, saan yung relics ni Padre Pio, yung mga walls po na ganyan, puno ng mga letters of Padre Pio, at yung mga letters sent by him, and yung mga letters received by him. And after 4 years, the church has proven that Padre Pio is innocent. He was allowed again to celebrate the Mass in public, to hear confessions, to meet his spiritual children, and to do his charity works. Lalong-lalo na yung pagtatayo ng simbahan at pagtatayo ng hospital rather for the sick and the sufferings. Si Padre Pio sumunod sa kalooban ng Diyos. Kahit na masakit, yan ang kanyang sinunod out of his humility and obedience. Tayo ba, kung titingnan natin, sumusunod lang ba tayo dahil powerful yung nag-utos sa atin? Ginagawa lang ba natin yung inuutos sa atin dahil nagtatrabaho tayo out of our salaries? O ginagawa natin ang mga bagay na yan dahil alam natin yan ang mabuti, yan ang kalooban ng Diyos sa atin. Pwede nating makita dito sa obedience na sin is a defiance of God's will. Because sin is not the will of God for us. The will of God for us is to become holy and righteous in His sight. That's why we must follow the will of God in our lives so that we will become worthy followers of Jesus. All throughout the day, let us reflect upon the words of Padre Pio. Prayer is the oxygen of the soul, the importance of prayer in one's life. And in all of the events of life, you must recognize the will of God, not your will, especially in the things that are the hardest to bear. In obedience, we follow the will of God in our lives. Saint Padre Pio of Pietrelcina, pray for us who have recourse to Thee. Amen.